SprintCarUnlimited.com at Kasey Kahne Racing, home of the 3 sprint car teams. We have Brad Sweet, Darren Pittman, and of course Kasey Kahne, who's scheduled to run 40 or 50 races next year. We're going to take a tour of the shop with Colton Gauss, who is the general manager of Susquehanna Speedway, but he's done this a lot. He's still a friend of their family. So Colton, take it away.
All right, we're going to start here. This was built probably about 6 years ago, and we're going to go through the main doors here of the shop and start kind of at the trophy room, fan experience area, and then we'll go through the main offices and down to the shop. So we'll take you in, we'll start the tour. So this is the main trophy area for Kasey Kahne Racing and for the sprint cars and Kasey's Cup stuff. This whole area has a lot of different pictures and a lot of different memorabilia over the last 12 years of Kasey's career in KKR. So it gives a chance for the fans to kind of come in here and kind of take a tour of all the previous accomplishments, as well as overlook the main shop. So it's a pretty neat deal here. There's a lot of history and a lot of different things to experience when you come in here for the World Finals weekend.
How much foot traffic do you think you get through here in a week?
It's tough to say. Obviously, the 2 main weekends here would be the Cup race in May and the World Finals weekend. I mean, there's a lot of people that come down here for vacations, for a week or so. So there's a lot of foot traffic that comes through here. But over the whole course of the year, this store is open, Monday through Friday. So there's a lot of people, a lot of local people that come in here. So it's hard to gauge, but definitely the 2 main weekends is Charlotte for sure.
Okay.
So we'll go down through here. Here's all the trophies and stuff from Kasey's Cup career, and then we'll go through the main offices here and kind of take a backstage look. So as we come through here, this is the main offices of KKR, and the walls on both sides is kind of a timeline of every race car that Kasey has ever driven through his career, starting at champ cars to NASCAR to sprint cars, as well as some of the main stuff here of him owning race cars, as far as Darren Pittman and Cody Dara. So this is a pretty neat timeline. For the office people up here, it just kind of takes everybody through where everything started and kind of where it is today. So we'll enter, this is the main shop. This is kind of where everything gets built. So as we look at the main shop here, this room right here is split into 3 teams. Obviously, we have Brad Sweet over here, the Ollie's Bargain Outlet team. The team that's kind of empty over here is they were at the racetrack. It's Darren Pittman, and then right here is all Kasey's stuff. In the wintertime, each of these teams build about 5 race cars. This is where they assemble everything from start to finish. During the whole course of the year, this is where everybody will kind of work and maintain stuff, as they come home. Even though this is split up into 3 separate teams, everybody has the same equipment, everybody has the same layout. The only thing that really is different in this area is the paint scheme. Everything else is the same. Each workstation is designed identical, so not one team is better than the other.
When was this shop built?
This shop was built in 2010. The old shop is across the street, which is Tommy Baldwin's. This is about an 18,000 square foot shop, to kind of give you an idea. It doesn't seem like that just because it doesn't take long for things to fill up. But like I said, in the wintertime, you'll have 5, 10, you'll have 15 race cars in there built.
Definitely busy.
Yeah, definitely busy. And we'll go through here. This is the main machine shop area. This is where Kasey Kahne Racing builds wings, assembles wings, any fabrication work as far as welding on race cars or body work, anything like this. This is kind of, even though it's a machine shop room, it's also known, at least here, is the dirty room. Anything that needs to be welded, grinded, changed, or whatever gets done in here, and then you take it out there. So this is kind of anything that has to do with getting dirty is done in this room. But as you can see, it's laid out. Basically have any type of machine in here you can think of. There's welders, there's wing tables, lathes, drill presses, grinders. I mean, there's not anything in here that Kasey Kahne Racing can't do or make. Everything is in here. So definitely has all the tools to be able to do what they need to do. And we'll just go over here. There's not a whole lot to see in here, but it's kind of bare right now. But this is the parts room. Same thing. It's split in 3 teams. You got the 9, the 49, and the 4 of Kasey. In the wintertime, all these will be filled up with parts for 2018 season. But there again, like I said, everything is split out and organized per team. Everybody has the same amount of stuff. Everything is organized the same to make things efficient.
How often do the drivers come to the shop? Say Brad, Darren, and of course Kasey.
Kasey's here every day. There's a gym upstairs that he comes and works out in every day, so he's here every day. Darren lives in Indiana, so it's a little bit tough for him. But when I worked here, in the wintertime, he made it apparent to come down 3 or 4 weeks at a time. Brad used to be here every day. Obviously now he lives in California, so it's a little bit more difficult to him. But to answer your question, drivers are very, very, very involved as far as day-to-day operations. So we'll leave the machine shop room. We'll go over here to this is kind of the back room. Just have a lot of different stuff back here. This is kind of where everything gets unloaded, cars, wings.
Wow.
So this is kind of the back room. This is kind of where everything comes in. Frames, axles, wings, oil, brake clean, anything that gets delivered off of a truck comes here to this room, gets broken down, and then everything goes out the main shop. Main reason everything kind of comes here first is it kind of gives it a central location for everything to be unloaded. Our shop out there is climate control, so it's way easier to heat and air condition a small space like this compared to out there. So this is kind of the central located as far as everything coming in and getting broken down before it goes out to the main shop.
New wings and everything.
Yeah, there's new wings, some stuff for 2018 already. Right now, a lot of this stuff here after World Finals, there's some used stuff here that's going to go to the flea market. So kind of like even in the off season, the 49 trailer and the 9, they'll kind of unload some stuff here and kind of work through the process of figuring out what they want to get rid of and everything. But like KKR, they'll ship stuff to Australia, used parts, or Kasey and Darren and Brad have gone over there and raced. So this is another area that everything will kind of get assembled here and shipped out.
What's the process once the World Finals are complete? They end Saturday. What do you guys do? What did you guys do first? What's the process in there?
The process is, Sunday will be the outlaw banquet. You'll come in Monday. You'll basically spend 8 hours and you'll gut your trailer. You'll get everything cleaned up. You'll get everything washed. You'll get all your cars unloaded, all the wings unloaded and then washed. And then really, the process, the last couple of months is these guys have been ordering parts. But really Tuesday after the World Finals is you start the process of, unloading your trailer, getting all your used stuff out, starting the inventory process of what you got. And really, from now until February, all the new stuff's going to be coming in. So you're going to have to start assembling and going through all that as well.
And stocking the trailers, I'm sure.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, basically, you got about 3 months to get everything serviced, get everything organized, get everything inventoried, get everything built. And you also got to throw in time where, guys go home for Thanksgiving, Christmas. So the thing that gets really tough here is, if you get behind on one thing, if your cars get delayed, or you get rear ends delayed, or wings delayed, instead of it being a normal 8 to 5, now it turns into working 18-hour days, just because Florida is coming no matter what. So you got to get everything ready to go. So we'll kind of come out here and kind of see the main shop, kind of give you some up close and personal touches here as far as how everything starts. Obviously we got bare frames here, so this is kind of the start of everything, and obviously we have a complete race car here that Kasey raced. So it's kind of the main shop. We have a gym up there, full-blown gym. We have offices down here. We have a break room for the employees and stuff, with bathrooms and full kitchenette. And I'll take you guys over here on the other side. This is kind of the last part of the shop, where all the trailers and stuff is. So kind of go over there. This is the one thing. We have the observation deck up there, and everybody kind of sees the main shop and don't realize how big this place is, because there are things that you can't see. You can't see the machine room. You can't see the unloading and shipping room, and you can't see the trucks. So when you're up there on the observation deck, you kind of just see this area and you go, oh, it's not really that big, but there's a lot of hidden features here that you can't see without coming down here and getting a shop tour.
What are the rooms up there, the offices?
Those are all the offices. We have Kasey's office, Sister Shannon, some of our PR people. There's about 8 offices here. Kasey has everything here. He has his PR people, he has his PR rep, his trainer, everybody that manages all his accounts. So that's what makes Kasey so involved with his race teams and Kasey Kahne Racing, is because everything that he's a part of is all under one building. And that was the one thing when he built this building, was to make it obviously easier for him, where he can just kind of come in and be able to manage everything. So we'll go over here. We'll go over here to the truck room. So this is the truck room. All 3 of the trailers are stored here in the winter time. This was designed where everything can kind of get pulled in with enough space where everything can be unloaded. Everything can be, all the doors can be enclosed. You're not working in the weather. You're not working in when it's hot, cold, or anything. This makes it so much easier when you can just pull in and be able to unload everything indoors compared to outside. So obviously Darren's trailer's not here, it's at Charlotte, but this is big enough for all 3 teams. A lot of different stuff. We have a lot of racking with wheels and products and all that stuff. And definitely, as crazy as this sounds, this is a big part of this shop, because this makes things so much more easier than unloading in the parking lot.
Yeah, we were here yesterday. We saw everything getting loaded up, and it just seemed like it went so much easier. You roll the car through this bay here, right into the trailer.
Yeah, what makes this efficient is, in the winter time, obviously North Carolina does get some snow and gets cold down here and all that stuff. So when you're able to work inside and you can take a completed car and basically roll up a door and roll her in, it makes things so much easier. This shop and how it was designed, and Justin Adams did a good job designing this shop, is efficiency. Being able to get to point A to point B, get in the trailer to go race, and not have to worry about any type of elements as far as weather. And he did a good job designing this, and it's very efficient. And for the size of the shop, when Kasey built this, he never thought it would be full. But here, in 2017, there's not a whole lot of room left in this race shop. So, but it's impressive. They do a really good job, and hopefully this kind of gives the fans and people a different perspective. What kind of goes behind doors.
Now, obviously, Brad came back tonight. What do you think? Why would you come back to the shop after say during the World Finals? Obviously, it seems like they wanted to do some other things.
Well, I think obviously, when you're 25 minutes from your shop, it's a lot easier to work here than it is working at the track in the dirt and all that stuff. It looks like Brad kind of changed motors and all that stuff, so might be coming with something a little bit different than what they had last night. But it's like I said, it's way easier to do it here when you have everything here than working at the racetrack.
Huh. Now, when you go to Florida, when do you leave early? How long do you? I mean, basically.
Well, the goal is always the goal is always to try to obviously be there a day before the racing starts. But a lot of that determines what happens as far as getting parts. We've been in situations where you get behind on cars or something, and you're thrashing it, and you're basically coming down the wire of can you get everything done in time to go to Florida. But as long as everything comes together, and these guys will leave a couple of days before they're going to try to enjoy themselves before racing, because it is a grind. You have 7 nights of racing, and it's other than the Knoxville Nationals, really the week of Florida is probably the toughest week, because you've had 3.5 months of sitting around, being at the shop, no racing, you're out of your routine, and then you drive to Florida and you run 3 nights of All-Stars and 3 nights of Outlaws, and it's all back-to-back. So it's really, other than the Knoxville Nationals, that's the toughest week, because it's getting everybody to gel and back to knowing what they got to do after being off for 3 months.
Well, Colton, I want to thank you for giving us your time and doing the shop tour. I want to thank TB3 Imaging for handling the camera work, and really I did very little except walk through and learn something. So yeah. I hope you did as well, and again, check out sprintcarunlimited.com.